Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome to week 0, day number 2. Hey, for whatever reason, I am not able to be live with you guys right now. So just know that the video you're about to see is actually a recording. I did do it live, and I'm doing it in front of a live audience in the recording you're about to see. Please comment below like it is live, because I'm going to come back for whatever reason. I am sick or I'm out of town or something, and so I'm always live with you guys, but life happened for some reason. So please comment as if it is live inside of this and this Facebook post here, and I'll come back and make sure all your questions are answered. Anyway, I'm excited for you guys. This is a cool lesson. Boom! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the day. I am very excited for day number 2, lesson 2, challenge 2, mission 2. All right, I'm excited for this and excited to bring you guys through this next process here. Okay, first of all, I always like to do like a little bit of like I don't know, what was the biggest takeaway from yesterday? And I'll talk to you why in just a moment here, but just so that I know, okay, what was the biggest thing you guys took away from yesterday's call? Okay, we're gonna go through a lot of stuff here. There's gonna be some strategies, things throughout. One of the easiest ways that I started, I literally got kicked out of college my first semester of college, and it was because I got straight Fs. And the reason I got straight Fs is because I stopped going to class. The reason I stopped going to class is because I did not know how to learn. Okay, I pretty much got mercy graduated from high school, and I got kicked out of college. I had to wait 4 years to go reapply to get back in. And when I got back in, I basically almost got straight A's the rest of college, okay? That's not me boasting. What I learned was how to learn, okay? And one of the ways that you learn really, really fast, really, really easily is by getting a coach and being a coach. So what I would do is after each one of my classes I didn't like, I would go and I would find somebody that I could talk to, speak with, and teach what I had just learned in my classes. That is one way that I went and I started seeding in my head the lessons that I heard. Okay, so as you guys are doing this, the easiest hack to the game is for you to turn back around and everything you're learning here, teach to somebody else. It's the reason why during this session, during all sessions at the beginning, I'll just ask you guys real fast, hey, number one top takeaway that you remember from yesterday, and we'll keep moving forward on this, okay? No excuses, get stuff done, get things done no matter what. Only teach and learn things that are evergreen. Man up and get stuff done without excuses. I love it, I love it. Push myself, keep going. Entrepreneurship is 2 things, sales and problem solving. That's awesome stuff right there. Yeah, if you want it, you have to buy it with your time. The obstacle is the way, obstacle is the way, obstacle is the way. You're gonna give us a heart attack. Sweet. Alrighty. Hey, I'm pumped for the day though, okay? Oh wow, a lot of comments still popping in here. Awesome, love it. Show up hungry. How to change background color. Yeah, sack up. No fear, get it done. Cash as a rule. Boom, you versus you. All right, hey, the purpose of today, and I don't want to detract too much from it because it's an amazing speech. Russell is having you go through and watch his One Funnel Away presentation from Funnel Hacking Live a few years ago. He went and he did a speech, a presentation at Funnel Hacking Live where he walked through every single one of his failures, okay? And it wasn't like a Debbie Downer session, but what he was trying to do is just be real, right? It's funny I'm wearing that. He was just trying to be open. Look, this is what I went through. This is what I took, right? And even now, I remember the first time someone asked me from stage, they go, Steven, how is it that you guys can launch a funnel every single time and it's successful? And I said, where did you get that idea? Okay, that is not true. That's not how it happens at all. Okay. We launch crap all the time that fails. It was just the speed that we're doing it at. We're trying to like toss out these things and see if it sticks on the market and watch as things fall away. And they're like, okay, cool. 2 of those 10 things stuck. Maybe I can get a 3rd next time I toss it out. Now maybe a 4th out of the 10. Sweet, now maybe a 5th, right? You know what I mean? If you look at the way comedians create their great content, a lot of times these comedians that we see, the stand-up comedians, the way they create their content is it looks like they stand up and they're just the funny man, right? Oh man, everything they say is amazing. Everything they say is fantastic. Look how funny they are. Okay, but the reality is that's not the way it is. Usually good comedians start several years before anyone's ever heard of them, and they'll prepare 10 jokes. Okay, they prepare 10 jokes, and then they go over to the their first little bar, right? And they do their skits. They do the stage, and can everyone hear me? Okay, first of all, can you go ahead and drop on in? You guys can hear me okay? Okay, sweet, appreciate it. If your sound's bad, I'm so sorry, I don't know what's going on. I am always recording it, so you guys always get the recordings as well. Thank you so much though. Okay, but these comedians go out and they do their bit, and 2 of the 10 jokes will be awesome. Okay, the other jokes will suck. Okay, and they don't do them again. So now they got 2 good jokes. They'll go out and they'll rewrite 8. They'll go to the next bar in the next place, do the original 2 plus 8 new ones. Maybe a new one sticks, okay? And they do that process until they go in, until they have this amazing thing. And they're using the market to give them feedback on a good stage show. Okay, and that's how they do it. Very much the same way for the way that we create the things that we do. Okay, we go out and we create funnel after funnel after funnel after funnel, and we're doing them quickly. We're not trying to get lost in the details. We're launching them quickly and tossing them out there to see what stays on the wall and what drops down. Okay, the biggest reason though that someone doesn't go ahead and be successful with this usually is because they just quit too early and they stop too fast. I went through 12 business tries before I ever heard about anything to do with funnels, which you guys are all about to hear about. Okay, like, oh man, this funnel game's so cool, it's awesome, right? And I went through 12 business tries personally. They all failed, or kind of broke even, or maybe made a little bit of money. None of them really made any money though. Okay, I mean real money. And when I first learned about sales funnels, I was on business try number 12 and year 4 or 5 of trying it. And my pride was very hurt. In fact, I had a very hard time. I was like, crap, maybe I almost threw in the towel. And I was like, I'm gonna go get a job. I'm gonna go work corporate. I was gonna go work, get in finance. And I went and I decided that to stick with it just a little bit longer. And I started reading the book .com Secrets. And I was laying on a security line. I was in the Army. And the first time I ever read the book .com Secrets, I was laying on a security line for 10 days in the mud. And I had my M16 in my right hand, and I had .com Secrets in my left hand. And Army uniforms have pens on the left sleeve right here, a little pen and pencil spots, okay? And I went and I would lay my rifle down and take my pen out and make notes in .com Secrets, put the pen back in and put my rifle back up. Like, oh, that's some good crap. Lay it down, grab the pen, go, put it back up, right? And that's how I did it. And that's how I learned the first time. And I want you guys to understand, like, I am the least likely success story. And you likely feel that way as well sometimes if you're just starting out, if you've never actually launched something that's made money yet. Stick with it. Welcome, okay? You are paving the path for the very reason why you're followable in the future. Okay, if I start talking and I become a business person and I'm up here before anyone hears about me, I'm way less believable. The fact that a lot of you guys may not be at that spot, and maybe you feel like you're down here and you're like, crap, I'm not here yet. I'm not over here yet. I'm not over here yet. Right? You're actually in the best position ever to start this and stay with it for a while and develop your stories, develop the things. Not that you're trying to fail, but when you do, those are awesome reasons why you're believable in the future. And people are like, oh man, that person's real. Okay, that person's awesome, right? That person is, look, I'm watching their journey, right? That's super sexy, very attractive. So the first funnel when I saw ClickFunnels for the first time, right? I had read .com Secrets. I was back in college and I see Russell put out this presentation. Okay, I'm taking you somewhere specific for this lesson. Okay, I went in and I was like, crap! ClickFunnels is $97 a month, right? I was living on loans still, basically. Very small salary from the Army, right? Very, very small income there. And I was like, there's no way I can, $97 a month? I can't handle that. And I had that little thing come back in my head. And I was like, how can I be resourceful? How could I do this? How would I do this? And what I did is I went and a buddy and I, right, we saw that ClickFunnels was a 2-week trial. And I was like, man, it sucks it's not a month, but still, think about this, right? I was like, this is totally how I got it. This is how I got ClickFunnels the first time. And I went and I was like, you know what? Okay, so it's a 2-week trial. That's enough time to like do some damage, right? That's enough time to really actually get something done. So what we did is I added an additional week ahead of time. And during that first week, I went and I'm going to teach you about funnel hacking and I'm going to teach you how to do all that stuff. This first week, so you know, is very much about belief. Okay. And I took that first week and I was like, I'm going to plan the entire funnel. I'm going to plan all the pages. I'm going to plan and put together all this, right? And that's what I did. And I planned it. And then on the next week, when I started the ClickFunnels trial, I was like, hey, wifey, I love you, but I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. I'm going to go make this happen. Okay. And so I planned it the whole first week. I pressed go on the ClickFunnels trial, and the first week of the trial, all I did was I focused on building the funnel that I had designed during this week. And I built the funnel, and I built the funnel, and I built the funnel. And then on the next week, all I did is I focused on getting customers that would buy and pay for my upcoming ClickFunnels membership. And it worked. And we went out and we grabbed a whole bunch of people. A lot of it was hustling, a lot of it was closing like crazy, right? A lot of it was very unorthodox methods. Who cares? What they did is they came in and they paid for my ClickFunnels membership, and that's how I got it ever since. Someone asked, what was I selling? I was selling smartphone insurance. Okay. I sold smartphone insurance, and that business did not make much money. In fact, it broke even, but it proved to me that a lot of this stuff worked, and a lot of my mental reservations started melting. Anyone already experienced that yet so far in this challenge? You guys are gonna have that as you move forward. You're gonna start to feel things that you didn't know were false beliefs start to melt. When that first dollar comes in, right? You suddenly go, "Oh my gosh, what? You mean it's not a scam?" What? Right? If you're like, holy crap, and you start to and you're like, oh man, things are not as I thought they were. What else isn't true that I thought was true? And that is a fun, accelerated place to be in. Okay? So I went on and I was like, well, if I have one funnel, what will it be like if I have two funnels? So I went out and I started building my next funnel. And again, I was full-time in college. I was getting almost straight A's. I was married. We had kids. I was in the Army. I was in the Army as a reservist, and I was also becoming an officer. Life was very busy. And what I got good at was squeezing out like 2 or 3 hours a day where I could go and actually build my business. Okay, and build my first product, my first real product. And so I went and I spent 8 months, guys, 8 months building this info product. And I spent tons of time, right? And I every evening, right, in the mornings, and I'm tired all the time, and I'm putting in the work. I'm doing a due diligence, right? And I'm doing all this stuff, and and 8 months later, I'm finally like, next week, babe, I'm gonna launch my product. Haven't you guys ever been there, right? Yes, it's here. My product's here. It's coming up next week. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna launch this product. Right? And you start playing the games in your head. If only 1% of this percentage buy, we're gonna be millionaires tomorrow, right? And you're like, ah! Right? And you get super psyched about it. You're like, oh man, this is so cool. And you start playing all the mind games, and you're like, and if 1% of this and this percent, we're gonna make so much money, it's crazy. The next big question I have to answer is, what island will I buy? Right? And I went in, right? And I went in and I spent 8 months building it. I launched the product, and it was an utter failure. No one heard of it. No one saw it. No one even went to the page, I think, for 3 months. I forgot I did it. And I put the thing out there, and I was like, yeah, no, right? And then you go back to your foundations. Is this all a scam? Right? Am I not cut out? I am not worthy enough. There's something that I did in the past. I deserve these things. Am I being punished? Is this not a good enough product? Right? And we've all done that. So I bring all that up, and you go, and you start cycling out of control, all this crap going on in your head, and you start spinning out of control. Well, I forgot that I launched it. And 4 months after I launched it, I don't actually remember how, but I remember I was walking through campus, it was in college, and suddenly my phone dings. Ding! And I look up. It's like, why is somebody sending me $7.95? How did I get that? Where'd I get this from? And then a few minutes later, ding! $97 sale. And I was like, what? Who? I forgot that I launched it. It was such an utter failure. I tried to forget the thing, right? And then a few minutes later, ding! $297. And I was like, oh! It works. I was like, what is this? And I went back and I looked and I logged into Stripe and I was like, that funnel? And I went and I contacted the dude. I was like, hey, you just bought this, right? Like, yeah, it's really awesome. I was like, oh, yeah, it is, right? And he's like, how come you're not talking about this more? And I was like, oh, it was so funny. And all these beliefs just started melting and melting and melting. And I took all that revenue and dumped it back into ads. And then it got into increasing my speed anyways. And the revenue went up and then up and then up and then up. And then pretty soon I was making more money than I'd ever seen in my life. And then I went and I made the next one, right? That, guys, what I want you to understand is I built it in the very wrong way. Okay? Your failures, first of all, are tailored to your success. Your failures are tailored to the direct obstacles you need to overcome in order to be worthy and qualified to even be successful in this game. Okay? And when you realize that, snap, like you start to realize that your potential is darn near limitless. Okay? And you sit back and you're like, whoa, I don't know how to talk. I didn't know how to talk. Okay, I literally got congratulated, like I told you guys yesterday, by a teacher who was like, I'm so happy I can hear you. And I was like, what? I wasn't even self-aware of it. I can hear you. Like, what do you mean you can hear me? She's like, well, I couldn't hear you. I mean, you're about to graduate. I can hear you. Like, you actually project your voice now. It's like, oh, thank you. Right? I was 35% body fat in high school. Okay? I was. Until I sat back and said, Steven, you're fat. Rather than trying to sugarcoat it, and I did something about it, lost a bunch of weight, went from 35% body fat down to 6% body fat, and started doing a whole bunch of sprint triathlons very, very well and aggressively and competitively, right? Which was awesome, all right? Until I realized, Steven, you're dumb, okay? Just say it as it is. Steven, you're dumb. You don't know how to learn, okay? You got Mercy graduated from high school. Face it, I got straight D's, 60.1% in every science, every English, every math, every foreign language class in all of high school. Okay, I wasn't good at learning. That's what I say. Like, I am the least likely success story. I am. Okay, living on loans. I didn't know how to do it. I literally got kicked out of so much stuff. I disqualified like crazy from doing this game. Okay, and I want you to understand, like, you're actually in one of the coolest positions ever, but not until you flip it on its head and realize that. Okay, every single failure that I've ever gone through, because I sucked at it, I had to learn to get good at it, which means I learn at a depth that others that are natural don't have to learn at. Ooh, snap edge. Yeah, you feel me on that? Right? Because I wasn't natural, I had to learn at a depth to understand that those who are natural did not have to learn at. And so when I popped out the other side, whoosh, my trajectory was huge. Okay? So when I'm like, Steven, I don't have any time. Okay, first of all, you got to flip that on its head and say, how am I using my time? Maybe I do. An hour, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, maybe. That's all I had for about a year. It was great. It worked. It was awesome. Because of that, I learned how to get things done, and the most important things done faster and better than other people. Okay, because I didn't know how to speak, I had to study how to speak and watch speak. You know how I got over the speaking thing? I literally took this computer, which I traded funnels for because I didn't have money to get another computer. Okay, I took this computer right here, and I brought up stage speakers on YouTube, right? And a lot of Russell's stuff. And I would mute the video. I would go into the bathroom, set it on the counter in front of the mirror. All right, we got to break shy Steven. Here we go. And I would physically mimic and move the way all the guys in the stage videos were doing. Until I broke out of stiff Steven. Okay, seriously, that's how I did it. Okay, and then I started publishing to learn how to talk. I didn't know how to sell, so I took sales jobs. So I learned how to sell in the hardest sales environments, doing door-to-door sales. That's why I went, explicitly for that reason. I knew I sucked. Okay, I went. Does that make sense? This isn't like a rah 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 rah. Look at Steven. I'm just trying to help you guys understand. Yeah, YouTube education, straight up, right? Definitely. Is that Emily? It only shows me the first 3 letters of your name. Okay, do you understand what I'm telling you though? This is the hardest part. It's not, do the formulas work you're about to teach us? Yes. Okay, the biggest thing you hit is your own noggin. Okay, you got to get past that crap and realize the point of yesterday, the point of the day is for you to sit back and be like, oh man, here's all my failures, but they're actually a catapult depending on how I react to it. Here's all my constraints or things that I think are keeping me back, but they're actually what make me attractive as I move forward. Huh. Dude, when you figure that out, you just unlocked the keys of the kingdom, my friends. and you move forward at an accelerated pace that is faster than anyone else can imagine. And it's fun. Oh my gosh, it's fun. And then you get funny people walking up to you saying things like, how come you work so hard? And I'm like, because I'm not just making money. I am in the coolest, most tailored personal development course I've ever enrolled in my life, right? That's why I'm so psycho about it. That's why when someone's like, I can't, I'm like, you just won't. That's the answer. Yes, you can. We got to get you past that crap between your ears so that you understand how to move forward in the game. All week 1 is about that. Okay? And you have got to name it. If you did not go and print out or at least type your answers to yesterday's challenge, please do not skip it. I hate the word mindset. I think it's fluffy. It gets passed around a lot. For me, this is mindset. Okay? It's how tough can I be with myself on the realities of where I am and where I am not, being okay with that, not assigning my self-worth to that. Okay? But then being objective of it over enough that I can go, oh, I'm going to learn to overcome this. Steven, you suck at copywriting. You know how I got over that one? Script writing. I took this dude's videos. Okay, it was in college, and I pressed play on his sales videos for 3 seconds, and I would write what he said. And then I pressed play for 3 seconds, and I would write what he said. It took me like 3 weeks, but I so ingrained in my head the processes. I did it for another guy. I did it for all of Russell's book funnel, watching what he did and consuming it. And then I did the same. And I took a camera. Okay, I wasn't a videographer. I don't know how to do that crap. Okay, I didn't. I had no idea. And I went. I grabbed a camera and I did the same script back, but for my own products. And I learned how to sell from camera like that. I learned how to sell from stage, mimicking stage people. The only reason I'm bringing this in is because of the first 2 or 3 years of me doing this game, I was 100% convinced that the reason I was not being successful is because I was not worthy. That's garbage. I just wasn't ready, okay? And I wasn't willing to feel growth pain in order to become what my product needed in order to sell. Some deep crap right there. Yo, what's up? We gotta drop something. Drop a mic. I can't drop the mic, they'll be loud. Okay? Do you understand? It's not that I'm unworthy. No. You're not ready, okay? Or you're ready enough to move forward, but you're starting to feel those pains of, I put a sales video out. What if somebody watches it? You're like, wait, what? Aren't they supposed to? You know what I mean? We all do that. I've done that. When I launched my podcast, 100%, the hardest part I had to get over was like, I recorded at least 16 episodes of that podcast before I ever launched it because I was scared of what people would react to. Okay? It's 100% a major growth game in the noggin as much as it is the strategies that you're following, okay? It's pairing together. That's how the game works. And so you guys represent, hold on, my 15,000th student bringing through this kind of process. I would be an idiot to not see the patterns of those who I'm coaching. Here's the patterns. The stuff we teach is amazing. The stuff we teach will get you successful. But the variable is you, okay? It is your habits. What are you doing with your time? And it is the way you approach it in your head. And the faster I can get you to get past that crap in the noggin, the faster I can get you to carve out habits and be like, I will do one funnel away challenge for 1 hour at this time to this time every day, regardless if I'm sick, tired, lonely, not feeling healthy, not feeling helped, not feeling like someone's around me, not feeling support, doing it for the sake of me, right? If I can't get you past that, who cares about the strategies I'm going to teach you? Okay? That's why we did this first week where it's just about freaking belief. Okay? So anyways, I hope that you understand what I'm going for with this. Okay? The point of today is for you to understand that your failures, and they're tailored to you, which makes you an attractive character to follow on the internet. What have you gone through? Okay? What is it that you failed at? Own it. I failed. Okay? And when you realize that it's actually your super freaking power, it's like, oh my gosh, it's not that I'm not looking to try and fail, right? None of us want to fail. But when it happens, it's okay. And it backs you up and you're like, oh man. And it makes you reconfirm your relationship with you. And it makes you reconfirm your relationship with your beliefs. And it makes you reconfirm what you're moving forward. And you start to practice that. And as you take those steps forward, and you begin to practice that and get really, really, really good at those things, people notice it and they say, how do you have so much focus? How do you have so much energy? Why are you so lively on camera? Okay. What is it you go for? What is it that fulfills you? And you become a leader inadvertently, not even trying to. That's my favorite kind of leader to follow. Someone who's been in the dirt, been in the mud, and they've been through it, and they still try to stay in it because of what it teaches them. Guys, I'm not a masochist, but when we feel certain types of pain in our life, you have got to understand it is for your benefit. I believe in God and believe that He tailors those things for me so that I can become what I need to become. Okay? I was fat, I was lazy, I was addicted to video games, failed out of high school, basically. I got Mercy graduated, failed out of college for real. Okay? I couldn't speak. There's no way I would get on stages. I am 100% a different individual because of understanding this one principle. And that's why we're doing this with this group, with this week. That's the point of the week, okay? That's why we put it in there. We're like, we could dive straight in and just go build. No, okay? It is all about what I'm talking about right here. So take some time getting to know you, okay? I talk to myself all the time. I do. I don't care that it's weird, but it's me understanding me. How you doing? It's like, have you guys ever seen the movie Heavyweights? How you doing, little Tony? Bad? Why you doing bad? Because no one's following what I say, right? But you're doing that kind of a little bit inside of your head, okay? And you got to sit back, and that's the point of the challenge, especially yesterday and today. And you're like, hey, self-diagnose, where am I? I am scared to death of speaking, or I am scared to death, or I feel unqualified for blank, or I'm not a techie, I can't get this done, or you know what I mean? And just name it. Set the goal, and then that's the thing you're going for. That's the only thing you lean forward to. That's how the game works. That's how the game's played. Most don't learn that, and most adults, I'm just saying how it is, okay, don't learn how to come up with their own plan. I have an objective. Something, and an objection. Something is pushing against me. It's a constraint. Whew. All right, I will focus on that one. I think this is how I could overcome that. All right, let me just try that, right? And gain the confidence to do that in your life. And that's what makes it happen. Okay, that's what makes it move forward. Now I understand why they call Steven the drill sergeant. Do it, Lars. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey guys, but that's the whole point of it. That's the point of today's lesson. So go ahead and watch Russell's thing. And then if you, one last little lesson here. If you watch the way I launched that first info product of mine and why it failed so bad, it's because what I did is I first built a funnel, and then I was like, oh man, check this funnel out. This funnel's so cool. What should I sell? And then I came up with my offer. And then I was like, how should I sell it? How should I sell that offer? And then I came up with the sales message. Okay? That is exactly the wrong order to build in, but it is what 99% of people do when they first get ClickFunnels. They go build a funnel, then they're like, what should I build? Or what should I sell? Right? And then they say, how should I sell it? 100% success comes from doing the exact 100% opposite of that, okay? The way that this challenge will lace forward as we move forward into week 1, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you how to sell, okay? And how to actually create value. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna teach you how to create an offer. Then we're gonna teach you how to create the funnel. The funnel's the easiest part. ClickFunnels, it makes it so easy, it's sexy, so everyone just skips to it. It's the exact opposite way, okay? Don't just jump in and start building the funnel. Okay, first we're gonna craft a message that causes value and people who want to give you money. Then the offer fulfills on the promise your sales message made. The funnel is just how it's delivered. That's it. Okay, the better you are at sales message and offer creation, the better it is that you're gonna be at this game. That's why we don't just jump straight into ClickFunnels, okay? You need to understand those pieces in that order. And when you do it that way, really, really, really easy to make cash. Really easy to make cash. I spent the first several years, though, doing it the opposite way. I was like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? When I did the exact opposite, though, it was insanely amazing how fat the wallet got, okay? And it's because if I make a funnel, I make an offer based on the funnel I built. That's scary. If I then make my offer, I make a sales message based on the offer I created. That's the wrong order. Does that make sense? You end up making it with constraints based on what you built. If I do it the other way though, and this is what we're gonna teach you guys, okay? I'm gonna build a sales message that gets people off their butts because people are naturally lazy and that's okay. But I'm gonna go and I'm gonna create a sales message that causes value, and they're like, crap, this is awesome, right? I need to buy something from you now. I have those urges, right? Where I'm going to teach you how to create that. Then I create an offer that fulfills on the message, okay? Because you can try a lot of sales messages and they're not going to work, not going to work, not going to work, not going to work, and then suddenly one hits. What did I promise on that one that they really like, that the market's saying they're willing to pay for? Sweet, let me go make that, okay? Then let me create the funnel that delivers all of it, okay? Way easier. So that's what you guys are gonna see as we move forward inside this challenge. That's why we did it the way it is, and that's why it's in the order that it's in. It's so that you can step back and be like, first I'm gonna teach you how to sell, how to target people, and how to actually know what they want to buy, then create it after you have money in your pocket, and then go and actually create the actual funnel. So that's what the order is inside of this challenge. So we're not actually going to dive into ClickFunnels for like a week or two here, okay? So just so you know, okay? All right, the name of the game for today's challenge is with that pre-frame, okay, 30,000 foot view. With today's challenge though, what I need you to go do is, if you did not fill out yesterday's worksheet, please go do it. It will benefit you in multiple ways, not just business. Okay, it is to help you overcome and identify the constraints that you've been holding in your head as keeping you back. Uh-oh, are you carrying them like a banner, right? Is it the flag you're holding up for reasons you're not moving forward? Well, I can't because I'm unqualified, because I can't speak, because I'm not a techie, because I don't have this, because I don't have resources, because I don't have money, I don't have support from spouse, whatever it is, okay? Do that. That's yesterday's constraints. And then one more layer, today, what today is all about is understanding the failures you've gone through and what they've taught you that makes you more believable. I can't remember who it was, but it was on a TV show. There was a panel of millionaires, okay? There was a panel of millionaires, and they were all on stage in front of this big audience, okay? And what was cool was they started asking every one of the millionaires how many times they launched a business before they made a lot of money. And they went boom, boom, through the next one, through the next one, through the next one, through the next one, right? And they all said anywhere, I think if the average was 11 to like 14 business tries before one of them actually made cash, okay? I went through 12 before I made money, before I understood what funnels were. And then it was only like 2 or 3 tries, and it was more money than I was currently making at my job. And I was like, holy crap. Okay. So I understand, like, this is a massive progressive shortcut to the things that you would otherwise hear in the rest of the entrepreneurial world. It's because of the focus on sales and why the sale happens. Then we'll just put it in a funnel and put it out there. Okay. I'm not here teaching you how to be a designer. That's not what sells stuff. Okay. That's not, anyway. So that's where we're heading though with this ship. So understand, so that's what you got to go do today, okay? Make sure you fill out the stuff, make sure you fill out for today's, for about the failures, and be able to identify, and I dare you to go tell somebody about it, okay? It will solidify in your brain. You learn for 2, just like I was when I finally learned how to do college and not fail out of it, okay? And that is what will progress you like crazy. Guys, thanks so much. Appreciate you guys being on here. Please stick with this and give yourself the gift of generational wealth potential if you just move forward with this. Guys, see you later. See you tomorrow's challenge. Bye. What's up, guys? Hey, thank you so much for taking the One Funnel Away Challenge, and hopefully you guys liked today's lesson. We are always trying to find cool ways to just keep this fun and engaging. We know that there is usually a lot of mental work that someone has to go through just to get their first funnel out the door, which is shocking. You would think that it's just all about marketing. It really is not. A lot of work goes on between the ears. What we want to do with you guys is I got 2 things here. I'm making sure I can say to you guys here. There's 2 things going on. Number one, at the end of the challenge, I always like to bring on a couple of the students, and I will live critique your funnel if you do this thing, okay? Go to ofareview.com, ofareview.com, and use the Epiphany Bridge script, which we will teach you about if we haven't yet. Use the Epiphany Bridge script to go through and leave an honest review of what you've thought so far about the One Funnel Away Challenge. That's ofareview.com. Then what I do is I go back and I like to look through each of the testimonials, each of the success stories, things that are happening, and myself as well, the ClickFunnels team, go through and we find the ones where like, oh my gosh, you don't have to be living in a gutter to qualify for this, by the way, either, okay? But as you go through, you can start looking at this. We look through and we see the stories that we're like, oh man, it'd be cool to bring this person on at the end of the challenge. And so that's one thing that I do with you guys. So number one, if you guys would like to be able to be considered for me to critique your funnel live in front of everybody at the end of this challenge, go to ofareview.com. Secondly, OFAreview.com is also where I like to see some of the neatest stories, transformation stories. There's actually a One Funnel Away podcast. One Funnel Away, it's called One Funnel Away Stories. That's the name of the podcast. One Funnel Away Stories is a podcast specifically interviews with me interviewing you, and the coolest stories and neatest transformations. Again, not that you need to be like totally living in a gutter and then turn back around and have this huge success. But what I do is I like to go back to the OFAreview.com and I will look through all those cool testimonials, things like that you guys are dropping, and my team and myself reach out and I ask, could I interview you? Okay, so if you want to be number one considered for me critiquing your funnel, and number two, possibly getting on the One Funnel Away podcast, okay, One Funnel Away Stories podcast, just go to OFAreview.com. Okay, that's the first thing. I know there's a lot. I'm just kind of pounding all this information out. We get a lot of questions. That's why we're doing this. Second of all, if you want to, Russell constantly, he likes to do like cool contests. So if you go to onefunnelaway.com/unboxing, and what you can do is, we actually want you guys to go take your One Funnel Away box that we ship to you and take a video of yourself opening it and just walking through it. Be excited, right? There's certainly more points for creativity and flair. And there's actually, if you go to onefunnelaway.com/unboxing, what it'll do is it'll give you a bunch of instructions on what you need to do. It's easy. Take your phone, film it, record it, and we'll actually put you into a drawing where Russell goes in and he chooses somebody to win $1,000 cash or Funnel Hacking Live tickets, or there's a bunch of stuff that he gives that's really, really cool to kind of keep people excited. Again, we know the process is kind of intense with this. So again, the other link that you should know about is onefunnelaway.com/unboxing. And that will go there and it'll give you all the instructions you need to be entered into the drawing for the contest. All right, guys, thanks so much. And remember, OFAreview.com and then also onefunnelaway.com/unboxing. Thanks, guys.